part, just like I showed you on that Dorman video. And this comes apart. And what I'm hoping is this nut fits on the existing flange that sticks through the oil pan. And this is what is inside the oil pan, and it sticks through a hole, and the dipstick tube goes in here. And that's how you check your oil. It stabs down into the oil. And so if this falls in the oil pan, I got a real problem. That means I can't try to screw this onto the original one, because this will be gone. So my idea is I'm going to put a clamp onto here. I'm going to hold it really tight with like a vice grip, and then I'm going to tie a string around this 40 caliber gun cleaning brush, and that goes down into there, and it fits really tight. And there it is. It's in there. So if this was to fall inside the oil pan, I can just pull my string and pull this back up and orient it back into the hole that's in the oil pan. And I can't keep my vice grip on here because I'll need to fish this O-ring over the vice grip and it won't fit. So this goes on here like this. Of course, this is still the original part in the oil pan, and I'll hold it in place real carefully, much as I can. This will easily fit over here. The string's coming out. And once I get it started, should be an easy fix. But I'm confident I can keep this where it needs to be, and if I drop it, I can pull it back up with a string. I'm going to use a heavy-duty nylon string. I got just the stuff. And providing this nut fits on the existing flange in the oil pan, I got it made. Got the truck pulled in the barn here, and look at all that oil leaking. This is just backing in and turning it off at idle. So you can imagine how fast it leaks when you're driving down the road at a higher RPM. More oil moving around, more oil sloshing around, and it just runs out. My entire undercarriage is just soaked, dripping wet. So here we go with this part. Excuse my mess. I'm a busy guy out here in the barn. This is my part. This is the Dorman 904256. It's a dipstick flange kit. Comes with this, and a couple O-rings in there. One of the O-rings fits around here. And I hope this nut fits on my existing flange. We're about to find out. If it doesn't, then be advised, do not get this Dorman kit for yours, because this nut will not fit on your flange. And you're better off to go get, I forget the exact part, some sort of diesel products or something online. I'll include the link in the description. It's a $300 kit where you push this into the oil pan, and it falls in the bottom, and that's where it rests. And your $300 kit replaces both of these. They both attach from the outside, and you're good to go. This is This is my brush that I'm going to stick down in the existing flange in the oil pan. And this sticks down into there with a string attached to it where I can hold on to the flange and pull the flange back out if I have to. And let me pull this brush out real quick. I got it tied on there to this little brush. It's actually a barrel cleaning brush. It's a 40 caliber. And I got a slip knot on there and a zip tie to help keep it tight. And I tried a 12 gauge. This does fit, but it fits really tight. And I don't want to put a whole lot of pressure on the flange going into the oil pan, so I don't want to risk losing it. Well, I'm about to begin here, so let's see how far I get. Okay, I'm underneath. I got the dipstick tube out. I got the big nut off. I have the 40 caliber brush shoved down the dipstick tube hole with the string attached to it. At the end of the string, I have a socket hanging from it, so that will give me continuous pressure on the flange, so it's always trying to come out and not fall inside. You also have to remove the starter, and in the starter hole is the dipstick tube. Little extra noise underneath here. It's really cold outside. It's like, I don't know, haven't looked, single-digit degrees Fahrenheit. And I got a heater up there. It's blown out about 56,000 BTUs. I can bump it up if I need to. It's my starter. Super bright light. And yeah, see, everything else down here is just soaked in oil. This thing was just leaking really bad, obviously. Next thing I got to do is the O-ring swap. Pull out the old O-ring, put in the new O-ring. Oh yeah, my oil pan nut still had threads on it. It was a metal nut, but the nut itself isn't true. Or if you were to set it on a flat surface, it doesn't sit flat. So I'm going to use the new Dorman nut and the Dorman O-ring. And that's it for now.